push the button.
All right, I guess we're probably live. It says excellent connection.
There's no turning back.
If people show up, it'll be scary. I didn't warn anybody.
Okay.
I didn't warn anybody this time.
Well, they knew the day. They knew.
Yeah, if they were
They knew
paying
when.
attention, they knew we were going to be on.
They'll come back in. They'll figure it out.
Man, there's been some wild videos, huh?
Oh, man. Okay, so.
I hope Mitch shows up tonight so I can ask him about it.
Yeah, so we've got multiple. Getting the mics. Okay, there we go. Now my mic stand is in a place where I can shuffle here and there somewhat freely. Okay.
Here and there and everywhere.
So multiple Dohyo Iris from new Yokozuna Hoshoryu, who's doing the Unryu style.
Yes. I noticed, I think I heard 5. He's done 5 ceremonies so
there's
far.
videos of it all over the place.
What's funny is not to be a snob or anything, but I could see the amateurness in it. Just because I've seen Hakuho do it so many times.
There's a stiffness still.
Yeah, stiffness is perfect.
Yeah, like when he moves things, it is very much he's going over the steps in his head.
Right, you can see the plotting.
It's give him time. If anything, this shows that Terunofuji's immediate pickup of it is just indicative of how much of a badass.
Seriously, he looked like he had done it.
It looked like he had done it for 5 years when he did it the first time.
And we didn't get all this cool stuff seeing Terunofuji learn it or anything. It was all behind closed doors. With Hoshoryu, it's like a reality TV show or something.
Also for him, it was your Yokozuna, and then the next day, just go do the ring entering ceremony at the shrine.
Yeah, hurry up.
So he got thrown in. I don't know. I mean, I'd have to go look if Terunofuji got thrown in. But yeah, when Terunofuji did it the first time, his presence, he's just oh man.
Yeah, he's been Yokozuna for 20 years, right?
It feels that way. Hello, Hop Hop Gob.
Yes, it is time for a hard brain teaser. Hello, Char Frizzard. I like it.
Yeah, so
Hop Hop Gob is going to critique everything you do, just so you
Perfect.
know.
I require pain.
That is the whole point of this stream.
Boom. Hoshoryu. I know.
That was just so...
I know. We always.
Cry.
I always do the bit that I put somebody up in Yokozuna.
But this time it's...
Don't even need the bet. Just that. That's it.
Tears are literally in my eyes right now.
Yeah. We can't. Anybody who retires, you can't move them. We learned that when Takakeisho retired. But
yeah.
Shout out to Terunofuji.
I'm gonna do a tribute next week. Although they haven't put up the cool videos where they show his early career yet. They're so focused on Hoshoryu that it's see ya, Teru.
Give him time.
Yeah.
Give him time.
That's why I said next week. We'll try next week.
Yep. All right. So this part's easy. Onosato 10-5. He's now top Ozeki dog.
Wow. That's a career high rank, right? He hadn't surpassed. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was Hoshoryu and Kodazakura had a one up on him the last 2 times.
Hello, H Tim.
As a silver lining, I think it was all but confirmed that Kodazakura's faltering was the knee. Pressure couldn't have helped, and I have a feeling that if he wasn't going for the Yokozuna run, he might have just sat out.
Yeah.
Feels like a
Well, it's a tough thing, right? Because you have to go Kadoban. Maybe you come in no matter what, so you can avoid Kadoban.
I think that the Ozeki pride, the expectation.
Yep.
He had the Yusho. He's coming in defending champion, lead ranking person, going for the this is a die in your sword moment.
Yeah, that's basically what happened.
So I was concerned again looking at Kirishima. So speaking of looking at Kirishima, boom, very nice. That it was going to be another complete collapse moment, but this was sort of out of his hands.
But I never expected them both. I thought they're either both going to collapse or they're both going to do well. I did not expect Hoshoryu to do what we always talked about. Where he does not want to be surpassed by anyone. He wants to get there first.
So that second week,
man,
was a thing of beauty.
Man. Bob Gab says he's only gotten 1 Kachikoshi on the guest of Banzuke. Well, you might be our senior representative here today. I haven't seen Monster or Mitch show up yet. I wonder if they forgot.
Give him time. Give him time.
Yeah, eventually a notification will pop up, I think. So you're just kind of...
This is the mat stage right now.
Okay.
Step 1. So what you do is, this is a trick I learned from the chat. You subtract wins and losses, and then you move them accordingly. So
Okay.
Chiyoshoma's 9-6, so he goes up 3 spots. And
Got
then
it.
you just that part's relatively easy. Sometimes something will click. So like Oho, I'm just like, yeah, you're gonna be Kamasubi East, even
What's DG?
though
I'm assuming that's from being in the playoff, but what does it actually mean?
let me.
Hello, Army. Good to see you.
I think the Kim Bozan is a DK.
Donkey Kong?
Yes. I think it's die something. It may also be the special prizes that they won because this is the Gino show or technique prize.
Okay.
But I don't know. I think the D may be Daiyu show or something like that.
Okay.
Because he got Kanto show.
Okay. So that would fit. H. Tim says he's 2 of 3. Okay, so you've got some skills, I guess. And Habab Gab says, I feel so bad for Koto. He was forced to do bouts at Tokushoryu's retirement, the NHK charity tournament, and the Fuji TV tournament. He did win some bouts, but win or lose, he did not look 100%.
He's just dragging himself on that.
Oh, that
on
stinks.
That leg.
It's like they're just not going to let the poor man rest. Now you understand what happened to Takakeisho. I think the D stands for Yusho Doten, meaning a playoff loss, and the K and the G are special prizes.
Doten.
Okay.
That's the word I couldn't pull.
But you were right on the second half with the special prizes. Oh, Monster's here. Okay, we're going to get serious. Or not. We might talk about video games for like 20 minutes. We'll see.
That's fine.
Kim Bozan is just really excited about the new re-release of Donkey Kong Country Returns. Can I just say for a moment, since this has come up, I love Donkey Kong Country. It's my favorite, and I am really good at it. So, just saying. He loves those 3DS exclusive levels, but hates the lower resolution. I could see that, actually. I think we'd have to go to our resident experts, Takakeisho and Daisho, to really see, if the game's worth it or not.
I wonder if we're gonna see him playing games now that he's on the side.
I mean, he could stream games now because they're trying to get like attention and stuff.
There is a YouTube channel for the coaches, the Track Jacket.
The Track Jacket clan, yeah.
Because I saw there was a. I'm trying now that all these people are out on YouTube now. Like I'm trying to find them. Some of them are better with subtitles than others.
Yeah, some of them take the subtitles a little more seriously for us.
Yeah, but yeah, there's like a coach's YouTube channel, and it was like it had Koto Echo, it had a Kisayama, it had a bunch. I'm like, hey, it's my old friends, and some of them just rely on the YouTube sort of dynamic translations, and you get like a third of what they're saying.
I'm like forcing myself to pick up on some Japanese because of that.
Some of it, yeah. You'll get some words. We need a Donkey Kong stream apparently.
I was glad to hear Miyagi no Stables coming back. Yes, waiting patiently for that. Whoa. Do Monster and I completely agree on something? Donkey Kong Country 2 is god tier platformer. That is my favorite game of all time, Monster. I have played that game thousands of times. Just for kicks. Because I'm so good at it and I love it so much that sometimes I just play it because I feel like it. I play it on the old Super Nintendo too. I can't believe we agree on something. We never do when it comes to games and anime. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Miyagi taking center stage again. Because it's been kind of boring without him. I think things are going to get really interesting between Teruno Fuji now opening his own stable, Hakuho going back to his stable, Kakuryu, Kisa no Sato, and then Takakeisho will eventually get his own. It's going to be wild. We're going to be paying more attention to like the Oyakata battle in some ways than we ever did before.
There's enough of them so that they're starting to get up there.
When it comes to video games, we always agree, but with anime, it's the opposite. Oh, yeah, I guess you're right about that. If we agree on an anime, that will be a miracle. But video games, we kind of like the same games. Did you see that JSA Juryo promotion video? Wakanosho thanked Takakeisho and they got footage of each of them right after their promotion clinching win. Otsuji was full on crying. No, I need to see that. I need to see that. No Shishi. Oh, Shishi you should have put him in the Yokozuna 2 spot.
Oh, hang on, man.
That's required.
Well, if he gets kicked out again.
Okay. Mostly I've been playing Slay the Spire lately, but I finally burned myself out and I don't know what to play anymore. Well, I just get stuck on one game for a long time. I'm still playing Raincode. Teru gets his own Heia. Yes, apparently he's bought land and he's building.
Yeah. So the latest I heard is Terunofuji will inherit Isegahama, so that internal slap fight is resolved. But he has to go get his own place.
Right, so he has to build his own stuff. He's got enough money and enough clout, and he is building his own. I did see that some of the Sumo Association members still voted against Miyagi-No coming back, but that must be personal. Yeah, but the writing's on the wall. They can't contain him anymore. They get too much backlash. Like, it's the start of the year. Nothing important comes out this time of the year. Well, unless you want to talk about, like, the Shodai marriage news was my favorite.
Apparently he's been married for years.
3 years.
Yeah.
And he has a 3-year-old son. And we thought Takakeisho was good at keeping secrets. No one knew that Shodai was married with a 3-year-old son.
Yeah. So Goose, this is the rumor mill, scuttlebutt, water cooler, take what you want.
But it's usually somewhat accurate.
So I think Isegahama is keeping his house and the current Isegahama, or for whatever reason Terunofuji is going to go build somewhere else. Like maybe it's sort of a bit of column A, bit of column B. Maybe Terunofuji just wants his own place.
I think he probably wants his own place because think about it. Nishinoseki, he built his like castle, and Miyagi-No, he wants to build something new. He's got some land. I think it's just, hey, if these guys can have new land, I want new land, and maybe Isegahama wants to keep his place.
Yeah, nothing's been done yet, but Terunofuji is building, like, he is actually off building his own place.
Yeah.
It's the why that we're not sure about.
Right. It's not a rumor like that isn't happening. He is building his own place. The question is why. So, yes, the real estate has been purchased and he is building. That is not a rumor. That is whatever. It's very Shodai, though. I guess so. But the funny part is, the reasoning was he didn't want anyone to know because they didn't want anyone to blame his wife and son for the reason why he, like, stopped working so hard. And I'm like, you're right, Shodai, because I totally would have blamed it on that. A lot of people would have
blamed that.
And you know what? Whatever, if it is, you know. But that at least makes more sense to me. Maybe for, like, the first 2 years, his kid was up all night and he wasn't getting enough sleep. Makes a little more sense to me than anything else. Rumor has it that Takada Fuji has the key to Yamakabu and will retire whenever he feels like it. Unlikely to open his own stable. Yeah, I don't see Takada Fuji opening his own stable, but what do I know? He just seems chill. Tara will have the stable in a new building because Isegahama and his family live in the current Heia. Well, that makes sense. He doesn't want to lose his place, and Tara probably wants to start his own thing. I don't know any rumors. Empty your mind and find peace. I refuse. Goose, you speak like you've been hurt before. Mom made me watch too much The Bold and the Beautiful as a kid. Death to rumor mills. Yeah, stay away from those soaps. They're not good for your brain. Who is most likely the next Yokozuna in everyone's opinion, Koto or Onosato? Hate that Koto's health is holding him back.
March is going to tell us that, I think. So, if Koto Sakura bounces back from his injury, then he'll be fine.
Right.
Onosato's awkward 10-5 is very interesting to me.
It's a little troubling.
Not troubling. I don't think it's troubling.
Right.
We're finally seeing. First off, again, this is a 10-5. He got double-digit wins, so we are speaking about this not as whether or not he's struggling, but to his path to the rope. And the way he got that 10-5 felt less confident. And so the thing is it just that he's taking a little longer to get used to Ozeki? Maybe he just hates January?
Well, the rumor mill, again, we love that rumor mill,
Yeah.
is that Onosato doesn't like to practice. Somebody actually commented this in one of the videos, and he's been getting scolded because he's lazy in practice.
Well,
if he's I don't give an opinion either way, but where I'm starting it, I'm going to say something that may be totally off base. So I hope I'm wrong, but what if it's not Onosato or Koto Sakura? Both of them have great potential to do it, but look at how hard it is. I mean, think about if Hoshoryu didn't get that miracle Hail Mary there at the end, like, we'd still have no Yokozuna.
entirely possible.
What if it's like some young new guy that just...
Well, we have Oho making his move. Kirishima could make a comeback. We have the touted Aoi Nishiki. Allegedly. They're Shishi, of course. But
well, it's not going to be Shishi, I don't think.
So.
I don't know, guys. I was thinking Onosato, but now there's a little bit of doubt in my stomach.
In March, if Onosato does another I'm not sure, then he's going to take longer than we think to get to Yokozuna. If either Onosato or Kotozakura just flip it and go and just wake up and do 13-2, they got to run.
We see how crazy it can be.
Yeah.
We went from Hoshoryu will never get there to, I guess he's Yokozuna
I guess he's there now.
Okay.
Yeah. It's really fair for Shoda to say that. Goose has been hurt before. Wakamoto Haru wedding ceremony today. He's taken. Scroll's
acting crazy.
Scroll's acting crazy. We'll talk about the Tobizaru.
We will.
Rumors.
I'm waiting to see if Mitch shows up.
I heard Oshoma said in an interview that he got 8 wins because his new wife started getting mad that he was losing. Hilarious.
That is hilarious.
Goose is Rorschach. They're not locked in there with him. He's locked in there. You get it. Locked in. Did the other Ukrainian get moved up? Haven't looked at jury results promotions. Awaniski's mathematically up. If there's anybody in Makushita who's also Ukrainian, I'm thinking it's Awaniski. The both of them are clean into the top division.
Awaniski got promoted. According
Jerry should do well. And not, but my girl is. My texts ever get leaked, it's over for me. Man, that's a mood.
This is a family show.
Yeah,
it's not, but it is.
PG, hard PG, early PG-13.
Yeah.
There's a couple cuss words. Not the best. Yeah, we're talking about individual people that were tatting. Takura Fuji, Tommy Fuji, Oho. We'll get in all of them. Getting beat 4-3 by a 38-year-old Flaby Kisenosato would demotivate even Onosato.
You know Kisenosato was like, get in the dojo right now.
We'll see if we get another Shishi 510 as predicted.
I would laugh hysterically.
Onosato isn't the new Miyabayami. He may be the new Dejima. I don't.
Going way too far back for us.
Yeah, money's on Kirishima for next Yokozuna. Kirishima's Oho is like the first decision of the Banzuke. Hoshoryu's mom cooked Hoshoryu authentic Mongolian food every night during the last tournament. Nice.
What a nice mom.
There's a number of cuss words you can get away with, and it's still
It's funny because we get kicked out of the algorithm now sometimes, and I think it's for weird stuff like that. YouTube has 75 million rules, and they email it to us, and I'm like, you can't say nothing.
All right, so the let's see. JC confirmed hates Oho because of his dad. Kiri Sekiwake for me, happiness hedge. Which Oho gets it, whatever might, Kiri will be happy. Like the idea of Kiri being next. Mathematically, Kirishima would be the Sekiwake because he's M1. He got a special prize, same as Oho. Kirishima was a former Ozeki. I think seniority.
I think they give him the seniority. Yeah,
Oho, solid. Oho is by and large Kamasubi. Now, if there was some weird like hustle, I could see them making Oho like Sekiwaki 2 and having 2 Kamasubi, but we're not in that situation.
No, because there's nobody else who could take the other Komusubi spot.
So, I mean,
Like
as it is,
so.
Gonoyama is pulling a Nishikigi and just snatching it up because nobody else is eligible.
Boy, got lucky there. Because
Boy,
he got that Fusen again,
dude.
too.
Sometimes being lucky is all you need. You just need to be at the right place at the right time. Working out for Gonoyama, he's gonna get it. So it is gonna be interesting because I'm expecting Gonoyama is gonna get it handed to him on a silver platter.
I would think so.
Just slapped.
He does not belong up there at this point.
So this is a learning experience for him. And Oho, it's gonna be interesting to see how he takes to it.
Because now Oho is a different man.
He's a different man. It's new pressures, but a new Oho.
Right. And having his rival make Yokozuna, and he has a big part to play in why that even happened. I feel like he's gonna be extra motivated.
It's gonna be a great week too.
I'm actually pretty pumped about
Luis
that.
has worked with Mormons for 2 years. I got good at swearing without swearing.
Okay, use that technique, all of you. Use that technique while we're here, so that we will get recommended to.
Diehard Evil Nephew fan, but my next pick is Kitty. Can be great. It would be a great comeback story for him to fall and rise again.
It does seem like most people seem to think Kirishima takes it.
Talking about Sekiwaki versus Kami. Because it is does Oho with a Yusho equivalent playoff, made it all happen, versus Kirishima, who's higher ranked, but did not get the Yusho. So that's the fight right there.
Right. That's going to be really tricky.
I'm not sure why Oho isn't being given more thought. It is if I think if both of them, if Kirishima wasn't Ozeki, if Kirishima wasn't,
if he didn't have the past of being higher level than Oho and proving himself, because Kirishima was Ozeki for a little while, Oho is just starting to prove himself, and they care about that kind of thing.
With Spiffy, Abi only down a half rank. Abi at Kamasubi is what everyone will do.
Nephew.
Interesting.
Yokozuna,
so they think that Abi keeps the rank and Gonoyama doesn't get Sanyaku. Apparently.
Well, I could see that, and I'll tell you why. Abi had some of those good matches.
He did have some. Yeah, I mean he's 7 and 8, so.
Ugh.
So you can go like this, and then Gonoyama's probably here. Actually, let's swap them.
Yikes! This one's a little tricky.
Come on. There it is.
I like that. Nephew Kozuna. I feel like you got to get the pronunciation right. I'm with Spiffy Abi, only down a half rank, but we've been wrong before. We've been wrong many times. Abi at Komusubi is what everyone will do, probably. Hoshiri's uncle looked very proud. Yeah, there was a very long form interview with him. Wish I could speak Japanese because the subtitles were terrible. And he was beaming. This is like the greatest moment in his life since he made Yokozuna. The funny thing is, Hoshiryu's dad, that is one serious dude. Like, everyone always says, oh, Hoshiryu looks so angry out there. Look at his dad. His dad doesn't crack a smile.
Stoic.
Oh, he looks like a gangster. He's always wearing this, like, fedora-like hat, and he's just anger coming out. Hoshiryu is tame compared to his dad. Use that technique. Shishi looks like a tremendous prancing lala fruitcake. Shishi learned how to get a little bit lower in his stance.
He's going to be... Oh, everybody's going to be keeping an eye on Shishi and Aonishiki in the bottom of the Banzuke.
Isn't that cool?
It's going to be a fun lower area.
They're going to have another rematch. Abi at Komusubi is what I have. Slide down half a rank because he maths ahead of Gonoyama.
Yeah, that seems to be the consensus.
Put that on a shirt and I'll buy it. Which thing? Well, Oho at Komusubi is technically still the highest rank ever. Yeah, that is his highest rank, right?
Yes. Because he got denied Sanyaku. And then he got that 6 and 9, and
That's
then
right.
he got the 12 and 3.
He really had to prove himself.
He did. He got it.
He's got some Takakeisho energy in him where it's like, yeah, we don't like you. You prove yourself again. Possible. Shodai looks like it takes him a minute to spell the word authority. And Goose has got all sorts of little things in there I don't even know how to address. Both of his parents, says Elise. Yeah, his mom's pretty stern too. But hey, she cooked him some good meals. Oh, Mitch is here. Mitch, we'll get to the Tobizaru conversation in a little bit. I can't wait for your response. She looks pissed all the time. Yeah. His parents are the most severe people, and it's funny because Hoshoryu is real severe in the ring, but outside of the ring, like if you watched any of the videos, when they were making the Yokozuna rope, he couldn't stop laughing. When he was waiting to get interviewed, he's hitting people and smiling, and he's actually smiling all the time when he's not.
You can't believe it's happening to him. It's one of those just, it's like during like a graduation or something like that. Like the entire time you're just like, my God, it just
this is not happening.
This
for
day
me.
just keeps going.
Think about that for a second. You're sitting there watching all the guys who you were just like somewhat equal to because he was ranked above them. They're making a rope for you.
For you.
Wild. And then you go out and it's like you're the one that everyone's cheering when you stomp on the ground. It's got to be messing with his head. Asashori is so proud. Hoshoryu's brothers, cousins look just like young Hoshoryu pre-sumo. I've liked all the videos where they show young Hoshoryu because I remember how skinny he was and he sort of bulked up, right on time. Let's see what Mitch thinks. What do you think about Kirishima and Oho? Everyone seems to think Kirishima is obvious and I don't entirely get it. Mitch is like, I knew it all along. That's immediately what I thought. I'm like, Mitch has hated Tobizaru for so long. It's like he just knew. He just knew that smile, that cheeky smile, that there was something hidden behind it.
Do we want to talk about it now?
Might as well. Who knows if Mitch even knows about it because he hasn't said anything. So yeah, the word on the street is that Tobizaru is a big bullying jerk, and a couple of his attendants have quit over it, and he's admitted to part of it, but not all of it. So he's admitted that like some of it might be true, but they're over sensationalizing. Either way, it's like, man. I want to say that it can't be true, but I kind of believe it. I don't know to what extent, but like I wouldn't be surprised. Tobizaru has quite a mischievous way about him. Like I said, that one time when he fought Terunofuji, and Terunofuji was so angry, and he just gave it right back to him. I'm like, there's a whole other side to Tobizaru that we just don't know. So we'll have to wait and see how this all plays out, see what's actually true. But, man, I wish we could get, like, a couple of years without some sort of scandal or rumors.
We got a pretty good clip.
I guess, but I feel, every time it happens.
Yep. All right, so both his parents, sure he's so proud. Mr. You think about Kirishima and Oho. Everyone thinks the same Kirishima is obvious. I don't entirely get it. Visual presentation of your show is still fantastic. I think we've been shadow banned. Meanwhile, 7 uninterrupted minutes of emotionless internet tab.
You know what, Goose? Is there a ban button? Because I've had enough of you already. Okay? That's not it. I'm not talking about views in terms of like number of views. I can see all the stats behind the scenes and we're not getting recommended. Thank you for your insight into our boringness, okay? We are a podcast. We're not a show like you. We actually are a podcast. We talk.
Yeah. Sega Tama channel has a mini interview with Terunofuji. Sega Hama channel production value is
excellent.
They put work into that, and they got mics. They got a dude.
It's
who
like
does
a
that.
serious.
They got a crew.
It's like television station quality.
Yeah, like it is interesting because like some of the other stables, it's probably just the sumo wrestlers with a camera. And it's like, this is fine, this is good. And then you go over to Sekahama and they're like, we've got splash images.
Of course, because they have to be
they
top
have to
dogs.
one up it. Yeah, it's.
What do you think Miyagio is going to do when he gets his stable back?
This is where my brain went. Because once the YouTube arms race begins, Because it seems that there is some very quiet. You can do social media again.
Yeah.
But as a stable and as a way of a recruitment tool, which is probably the underlying thing.
Of course.
And now I'm just like, ooh, now we're gonna get motion picture events coming out.
We're gonna get access to all sorts of things we never had before because they're competing so hard against each other.
They'll not overpromote Gonayama on an 8 and 7. Wakamoto Haru will get Sanyaku bias. I think on a 6 and 9, Wakamoto Haru is not gonna stay in Sanyaku.
I don't think so either.
I can see Abi.
Yeah, I can
see Abi. Some Japanese fans are very anti-Mongolian. I read some of their comments, and it was all about how Mongolian being disrespectful and not disciplined. I don't understand it. Xenophobia. It's a terrible drug. Classic Tsundere Goose. Kind of mind versus gut on the Kirishima Oho. The mind says Oho, and the gut says Kirishima. I'm the only one I've seen who has more so leaning towards Oho. I get both sides of it.
Yeah, I think you're making a compelling case.
I can see it going either way. You have to flip the coin some way. I'm not gonna bat flip on the whole Tobizaru thing. Doesn't feel appropriate. Not that it's ever stopped me.
Yeah, I don't understand that comment from you at all. You finally have an opportunity to rag all over him, and you're like, nah, I'm not in the mood.
Yeah, the part about Tobizaru making his attendants do wingman stuff and then rush them out of the house before the girl shows up. There's again some of the stuff that's coming out. I always have to remember these people live in a very weird situation where they're both in a fraternity and a boot camp, and there is like a hierarchy. Like if Tobizaru tells you to do something, you do it.
Yeah. And
if you don't like doing it, too bad. And that power dynamic, bad things can happen, but this is also...
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's okay, but there is a level of, look, you're not living like that. You know what I mean? I would want to live with like 20 dudes and you're all these rules and you're a 20-year-old guy. Like weird stuff's going to happen.
These are kids with piles of hormones and who do physical activity all day.
Yeah. And then they're stuck with the guys and they get a little bit of power and they make bad choices. So to some degree, when are the stable masters in the system going to get called out first?
Well, and also how much of for every scandal, how much of it are them resolving it or sweeping under the rug, or again, think of boot camp, think of a fraternity, like think of that fraternity at school.
Anytime you put a bunch of dudes together in this sort of situation, you're going to keep bumping into this. There's like, wow, you did this? That's against the rules. It's like, dude, we do this all the time. Exactly. So, I mean, still.
All right. So we're going to get... So the bottom of the Banzuke is going to be an unholy mess. So Shirakuma not getting promoted is only a part of it. We're going to get down there in a minute.
So are there official words on who got promoted and who didn't?
Not. They only do an official announcement for salaried level.
Oh, okay. Okay. Because sometimes people are like, this person is getting promoted. How do you know? Like, with the Banzuke's not out.
I don't get the Oho hype train. A bit behind on my Banzuke drafting this time since only one draft in. I believe I put Oho ahead in the first one. I don't get the Oho hype train. Let's see how he does over the next couple of tournaments before we anoint him. It didn't work out so well with Atami Fuji, so wait and see. Oho.
This is a little different.
It feels like Oho turned a corner. Sanyaku is a beast of a different color, so we're going to see how he handles being Sanyaku.
Yeah, I'm not anointing him by any means because I do think, the Sanyaku curse is real. But I don't think Oho and Atami Fuji are comparable, quite frankly. Because Oho's shown a lot more score-wise than Atami Fuji. I don't know, and I don't know what Atami Fuji's issue is. Granted, I don't know what made Oho suddenly good.
Oho turned a corner, or something clicked for him. If he takes the Sanyaku rank and he just owns it, then it's stuck. If he falls out of it, I would say it's not a warning sign. It's just he's hit the level of competition he needs to rise to again. March is gonna tell us a lot about this chunk right here.
Because we always talk about it. You need 2 tournaments to really make a statement.
Yeah, the lean more towards Shirakuma than Tamashoho is also another thing I don't get entirely, said the Tamashoho fan. For Jiryu to Makuchi, the Jiryu guys need to math 2 full ranks ahead of the dropping Makuchi guys, and Shirakuma is not that far ahead of Tamashoho.
Did we actually even make an official decision down there yet?
Not yet. I
okay.
just threw it out there. Also,
Okay.
don't forget about making sure 18 East. Yes, we have to do some counting because of Terunofuji leaving. Tamashoho is either a half rank or equal to Shirakuma, depending on if you count the non-existent 18 West. I agree. Tamashoho and Shirakuma are basically tied with the rules to be addicted to Rikshi.
That's true.
Just put a dog wearing sunglasses in the corner like getting do, and you can stream 3,700 people live. Very cool.
Yeah, I
Very
guess
good.
we could get some graphics, but you have to understand, we are doing this on a very part-time
It's
basis.
extremely part-time. Can't wait for the Miyagino to come back. It'll be end of the year. We'll see how he shakes it in. Counted M18 in the math. Either way, Matakumi, Koto Shoho, Toki Hayate, Tama Shoho will be saved. That's the conversation I was about to have.
I was going to say, we were talking about...
Yeah, we're going to get there in a minute. And, does that really constitute a promotion when Shirakuma doesn't even math to the top division? Oop. Happy to hear I'm not alone in counting that. There's a nice monkey. Oh, hell no, I'd never want to live in a fraternity type place. Yeah, we're getting...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
the only part...
you got to give a little grace to the guys, not too much.
Yeah.
But enough where it's like, okay, guys, this is an extreme situation.
Yeah, living in that place, thriving in that place, it's a different mindset than normal.
You almost become like a caged animal, I would think.
There's a lot of pressure in all places. And then they're told that whenever they go out in public, they have to have this samurai code to them.
Right, and it's like, but they're 20-year-olds.
Yeah. Yeah, and sure you have these, and then sometimes, one of them wins a special prize and they go on TV.
Right.
Doing commercials. It is an insane amount to put somebody through.
Yeah.
So, the only part that I was unsure how to count was the 2 to 3 people that mathed M18 West when it doesn't exist. I was very happy to see Hakuoho perform so well. He's looking fully healthy again. Hakuoho at 10-5 was a relief to me as well.
Yeah, I was really worried we were going to get in another one of those, now I'm forgetting his name, our guy who never made it back. What's happened to my brain? Where
Tomokaze.
is he? Tomokaze. Wow, brain just losing it. I was afraid we were going to get a Tomokaze with Hakuoho.
He's still super young.
Right.
Super young. And so many people can't even stay living with their regular families. Very true.
Yeah.
Relatable. Only promotions that are announced are Yokozuna, Ozeki, and Juryo. Yes. Thanks for hanging on, Goose. If you do the princess voice, no day 13 guest spot.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna save the princess voice for day 13 when I'm live.
He will kick you out.
I'm just gonna start calling the match in the princess voice.
That's rough. It's hard enough to do those matches normally.
He deserves it.
Yeah. No Tobizaro. I'm not going to store to buy your girl feminine. Yeah, it's
the story is pretty outrageous.
I was thinking of that specifically, and again, it's a lot of this is, who knows where the tabloids got it from. Tobizaro says a lot of it's false. Who knows if it actually is or not? But that sort of got me into thinking of the. Imagine if you were in a Heyo with the cast of Jackass. And you were pranked every day, and you can't say no.
Right. What would you do? You would send them to get feminine products. That actually makes a lot of sense.
You're in the Jackass movie. You're gonna go buy feminine products,
and somebody's gonna record it, and we're gonna have blackmail for later.
Or they're just gonna play it whenever you screw up your shit. Go.
Tell me that doesn't sound like something Tobizaro would do.
I'm just. This is a bizarre time.
It is. Hello, Mega Monster.
Yep. Do you want? Did you Michiki as well? Yesterday on Japanese Valentine's Day, Tobizaro was in his house thinking who's going to buy my girls. Yeah, it is. Yeah, taking a step back and looking at it, there's a lot of humor in these particular sets of scandals.
It's better than your. What was Hokuseiho doing? Super gluing people's
wallets shut. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at least there's an element of ridiculousness.
So again, removing it from context, there are some silly things this time around, at least. On the Tobizaro ordeal, part of me feels that my genuine disdain is vindicated, but part of me also feels kind of like it's completely inappropriate to turn it into a comedian. Mitch hates Tobizaro. Yeah, when it gets real, sometimes you're just like, I don't want to make a bit out of it.
Yeah,
This is also
yeah.
part of me does want to see how this resolves.
Of course.
Now, there was the, Onosato got the very odd wrist slap for
drinking with somebody.
Well, apparently pressuring somebody underage into drinking.
Right.
And this goes into they always enforce the rules differently. See,
depending on who you are.
See Asanayama.
Yeah.
But when it resolves, that'll sort of give us an insight as to what happened, as to how severe it was, whether this is a rug sweep. Shoma had a bit of a rug sweep.
Shoma had a rug sweep. Yep.
And again, it's one of those, we're never going to know what's going on.
Right. And that's always the stance we kind of have to take.
Yeah.
But
so I definitely understand let's not, we want to be respectful to the source material. It gets awkward.
It gets pretty awkward.
Yeah.
I agree.
Tommy Fuji is struggling badly. He is. It's a little upsetting. He needs to find his way.
Something is wrong.
Yeah. He has some stuff to sort out, but when he comes back, I'll be here for him. Same tabloid that broke the Hokuseiho stuff. Okay, so there is some pedigree here.
Okay.
I was gonna say this is the tabloid that broke one of the other scandal stories. I think Oshoma had a kid recently. He did.
Yes.
Which
was also a secret until last minute. Yeah, I guess that's actually a thing. I didn't realize that.
Well, yeah, it does seem that they're not always in out. Like, they just, one day they're married.
One day they're married and one day they have a kid.
Yeah, or they've already been married. So for something I noticed for Shodai is that I think the reason it came out is that he was having his reception for the wedding late.
And he missed the NHK. Are you talking about Shodai or are you talking
Shodai?
Yeah, because of COVID.
Yes.
So he actually got married on paper in 2020, but it took 3 years to actually be able to book it.
Yep.
Which makes perfect sense. A lot of his weird stuff happened in that period of time.
Tree Branch, we're not sure what's real and what's not for Tobizaru. So for Oshoma, there did seem to be some bullying badness, not sure, but that resolved itself. Whether or not it's a true resolution, I'm not gonna know.
Right.
Tobizaru is a flying monkey, but now we refer him as the flying panties.
Oh, we're totally dancing over that PG-13 line, aren't we?
Tabloid maybe lies. We don't know. Don't know anything for the Oshoma stuff. Yeah. I kind of think this is gonna land somewhere between the Ono Sato warning and some of the other punishments. I'm going to guess one Basho suspension. That would be.
So if they did that, how does that affect our Banzuke?
He's going to stay there. It's just that he's going to be 0.
Okay, so they wouldn't do anything until after the Banzuke.
No, he's going to keep his rank. Basically, he's going to have that rank, and then he's not going to fight in March. That's what Mitch is proposing.
I think that's quite possible.
Well, we'll see how this cookie crumbles. I said even one of the Gyoji suspended for abusing an attendant. Seems like it's a sumo-wide problem. It is...
Same thing. The Gyoji lives in there, too, so...
That one caught me off a little bit, if I'm honest, but it makes... it's just like, well, why... they're part of it, too. So, not the...
What in the world? Okay.
No, I clicked the weird thing. Most of Oshoma's stablemates have lots of tape, and there are several withdrawal with injury every basho. Some people are assuming Tobizaru is going to retire, but I'm not convinced that's an odd turn. I think he could still very well get off just a suspension. Slap on the wrist, yeah.
Yeah, somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. Strong Gyoji supporter that just pointed in that Kimura Kankuro is going to eat basically a 2 1/3 basho suspension. Yeah, it was weird to see that, which makes me think that it was... I don't even know.
Maybe violence is contagious.
Well, also like you have a bunch of these people that are stuck in this place.
Right.
They already are fighting each other.
Right. You're sitting around watching violence all the time. You got strict rules.
Yeah.
When to eat, when to sleep. If you're a lower ranker guy, what you're allowed to do. They probably just get bored.
They're bored. Tensions,
Right. You get think about being in school and you don't even live with that person. You have serious tension with somebody.
Yeah.
Also, and you can't get away from them.
Yeah. Also, it's communal living. You can't get away from them. You're all in the same place. If somebody's giving you trouble,
and they're not big places these stables are pretty tiny actually.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all sleeping on the floor in the same room with just a little square, and they're huge.
That's all. That's another thing. Culturally, houses in America are much larger
Like my
and
house
much more
is
spread out.
my house would be considered small, but it's probably bigger than a sumo stable.
Also, if you go to Europe, go to the UK, go to Japan, living spaces are typically smaller.
Right.
So
and these guys are way larger than the average person to make it
so
worse.
they're all crammed in. I found an old British Eurosport broadcast of sumo in Koto Mitsuki's debut. They said he liked pachinko. What if foreshadowing he ended up getting kicked out for gambling? It sucked.
That's hilarious.
A weirdly comical crime, like specifically the Gyoji was pinching. Yeah, he was bruising people with his pinches, I believe.
That's a very strange.
Side note, higher ranking Gyoji such as the Juryo rank Kimuro Kankuro is not living in the stable, so this had to have happened in somewhat official setting. He probably that makes a lot of sense. He probably did it in front of at the wrong place at the wrong time, and they're like, well, you're not gonna let you do this. Gyoji was pinching hard enough to cause internal bleeding. Ooh, damn.
They're all just so different.
Yeah. Here are your all's rationale for bumping Shirokuma up instead of keeping Koto Shoho. We have not
done anything.
We have not done. We placed stuff on this, and then we said we were going to get to it, and we've been rambling and reading comments for the past half hour. Yeah, Shirokuma's probably not going to stay.
So why don't you guys get to official Banzuke talk?
Okay, so all right, so this top will resolve this. So we have the bottom here. So I'm going to go like this.
Put the people you don't think are going to make it.
So we have, so there is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 promotions basically guaranteed. And for that, we will have, these 3 people are gone.
Yep.
I'm going to use Tsurugisho as Terunofuji just for math.
Okay.
So Terunofuji is retired, so there's an extra spot everywhere.
Yep.
This is Tsurugisho Terunofuji. And so of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people that are coming up, we need to kick 4 people.
Okay.
So Hokutofuji, Kitanowaka, and Kageaki have no hope. They're gone. They're just too low. They have too bad ranks.
So there's just one person.
So for this last spot, how's this looking? We have, so they say it goes, we have 3 people going on. Wait a minute. Hang on a minute. I got to count now. Give me a minute. Yeah, so there's going to be 3 of these people stay. And so we're trying to figure out which of these 3 people want to stay. And so we're saying Tamashoho stays. If you look at it mathematically, he is the most likely to stay.
Okay.
Because Hokutofuji and Kitanowaka are double-digit losses above him.
Right.
And he's at M16 with a 6 and 9.
But why would Kageaki go
because
out?
He's a half rank lower.
Okay.
So Tamashoho will hold on. So now we have 2 more people to put in of this group of 4. And we want to.
Is it going to be
Mitakeumi? Mathematically, Mitakeumi is saved by the skin of his teeth.
Okay.
Also, because this is well, technically he'd be there mathematically, but there's so many people below him that are worse off. They also want to do this with Konoyama. I have no qualms with that.
Rooms full of alpha personality with high testosterone.
There's that too.
Precisely.
All right, so now we have M17 and M18, which is going to be these 4 people. They say Shirokuma doesn't make it. It makes sense mathematically because he'd be Juryo 1. But if they wanted to dump somebody and promote him because he wasn't there before, I could see it. So we have 3 people. We got to save 2. Is where we're at. And they say Koto Shoho, Mitakeumi, Toki Hayate, math a half rank ahead of Tamashoho.
So you're trying to kick Tamashoho down to Maegashira 18?
We're they're a step ahead of me.
Oh, okay.
All right, so Roga definitely gone. Okay, this was the big question that I was gonna have, is because Roga at M8. Actually, mathematically, he's really going. Never mind. Okay, so we're like this. So this is our top, and then all these other people are just gonna hang out down here.
So all of these guys are agreeing with each other.
Yeah. Okay, so if there's the collective unconscious has coalesced here.
Yes.
All right, so where they land is what we're gonna deal with next. But for step one, I wanted to get this.
Right, get the people out who need to get
Yes,
out.
so we now have just making sure. Okay. So we have 5 people going up from Juryo. Aonishiki, Ashikoryu, Sada Naomi, Ryuden, and Chishi. And we have 4 people going down. And then person number 5 is
the Maestro 18th spot.
Is 18th spot, which is opened up because we no longer have Terunofuji. So from here, these are our 42, and now we're gonna mix around where the hell they are until it all makes sense.
I do agree that Tokihate is gonna hold.
Yeah, I am fine with this, but now the rest of this is just a mess.
Yeah.
Okay, so probably. Oh, yeah, actually, that's a thing. All right.
Yeah, typically, wouldn't Takayumi be out?
At 11, he matched to 17.
Okay.
Because he's minus 11.
Got it. So could he go to 17 East?
Well, Koto Shoho is also they all math at the same spot. This is what they were talking about before.
Gotcha.
So Tama Shoho, I'm 18. Let's see. Let me scroll up.
Yeah, there's a lot of notes there.
Kamawashi behind Atami Fuji because there's no way they over demote Joy Atami Fuji in favor of M10. Okay. All right, agree with Bob. I think if Takeru Fuji goes above Atami Fuji and Shodai is the hardest individual choice. Koto Shoho, only president before. Yes. I think Atama Shoho has to be M18 since he's the only one that's being saved in the tiebreaker. Chura Naomi being ahead of Sada Naomi and Asakoryu. Yes. Okay. We're moving people around. We're shuffling people around. Don't worry, Hobgob. This is throwing people on and then we fix it.
Yeah, so we'll be making sure to check with you guys before we do anything final.
We are far from done here. Okay, so so step one, we have people in a generally a good spot. And okay, so Sanyaku, mostly good. There is controversy about whether or not Wakamoto Haru holds Sekiwake. Kind of a coin flip on Koto Shoho and Takayumi. Takayumi is a little too low to receive Joy bias. I decided to use the standard wins tiebreak to place Koto Shoho ahead. Fine with that. So the Sea Army.
Have a good evening, and hopefully we'll see you next week for the Terunofuji tribute.
So the controversy up here is Kirishima versus Oho for Sakiwake.
I think you're right.
If it shows up that Oho gets a Sekiwake, it would not surprise me. I think that Kirishima wins it from being a former Ozeki.
Yeah, I just think they love that rank difference so much.
So I can see them going like this with the Waka brothers. That's fine. I also you can just keep telling me to reverse this in chat, and I'll do it every time until the bit dies. In which case, I'll just keep it.
Right. Look at those guys just like following each other along. It's
So right now the Waka brothers are now aligned. So now they're sharing M1 energy. And
Gono Yama is just getting a slate.
This is a normal. This is a mathematically normal promotion,
Yep. I like that. I do think Abi potentially
Yeah.
holds there.
Okay, now they have Wakataka Kage at 1 East instead of 1 West.
Why do you mess around?
All right, so. All right, you all fight it out.
Yeah, give us some compelling
Fight
reasons.
it out.
Okay,
Happy wedding, Makamoto Haru. Right,
how do you feel about Kim Bozan?
Him getting a super jump up also has to do with there's a lot of demotions going on around here. You're sharing the one brain cell instead of tearing it away from each other like usual.
It is a little strange. Happy wedding, Wakamoto Haru. Did he also get married?
Okay, so the people have agreed on Wakataka Kage until somebody yells it again.
When did he get married?
Wakamoto
Elise?
Haru got announced as married too.
Oh, okay.
Look
you know
at
what?
the Sunday Morning Sumo Show Discord.
Oh,
Stuff on
okay.
it.
I've been out of the loop a little bit.
Shout out to Sunday Morning Sumo Show. They have a great show, and they also have a Discord which is full of fun conversations about sumo and sometimes not about sumo.
And they have way better graphics than we do.
They got everything.
Good for them. Good for them.
All right. Wakataka Kage Mats half rank ahead of Wakamoto Haru. Okay.
Thank you for the spam hearts.
Thank you. Kimbozan definitely behind Takanosho. Interesting. That's fine. Takanosho is sort of Kimbozan's sort of on a stretch here.
Right. I mean, he's getting a major promotion.
Give us something compelling. You don't want what I got.
I don't think we do. Yep, just got married. The pictures are so beautiful. Oh, I gotta check out these pictures.
They got the classic cake cut
Oh, really?
picture.
I love when they do the like mixture of Western and Eastern weddings.
Getting hungry thinking about cake. Let's talk about cake earlier today.
Really?
Yeah.
I love cake. Cake is.
Are
you a cake person or are you a frosting person? And the cake is the vehicle for the frosting. This is a conversation I've had with people.
If you give me cake without frosting on it, I'll eat it just the same.
Okay, so you're a cake person.
But I will also lick the plate clean of the frosting.
Okay.
But like typically the thing is like the decider of whether or not you're a cake person or a frosting person is if you scrape the frosting off, do you still eat the cake?
Right.
I say yeah, I'll eat that.
Yeah.
I'll eat that. I don't know, probably eating things.
Do you like cake better than pie?
There are exceptions, but
Okay.
typically more cake than pie. Like
Okay.
like if you get like there is like you'll have like the perfect pumpkin pie in an autumn.
Yep.
You give me that cake, I'll throw it out. I'm having that pumpkin pie.
Because it's also a seasonal thing too.
It's a seasonal thing,
Yep.
or like like fresh out of the oven apple pie at a 4th of July. Like
Okay.
pie has the potential to reach heights that cake cannot reach, but otherwise cake is a consistent
Cake could be like any day.
consistent power of good.
Okay. Awesome. Just had to get that straightened out because that's a really important topic to me.
Showed a big preference against guys like Kimbozan from Double Digit Mega Shiro with double digit wins. I think Takayasu's ahead of Takayasu's ahead of Kimbozan too. Look at that. That's fine. Kimbozan's flying high, so if he gets a knockdown,
he can get knocked down.
You got to
a
move
little bit.
Kimbozan below Ura and then move Ura above Ichi Yamamoto.
How does that work? Oh, okay, because he was Mangashir 4.
Wait, hang on. I need to read that
Yeah,
again.
I don't know if
I need to move Kimbozan below Ura and then move over. So Ura holds.
That's what they're saying.
I think Ura's going to be frozen. We are all agreeing today.
It's weird.
No, there's...
Maybe
I think,
maybe it's going to be an amazing Banzuke.
Well, I think the thing is like this Banzuke really got everybody thinking like, oh, what's going to happen?
Yep.
So maybe be above Ichi Yamamoto. Even that, it's like, I don't know. I have Ichi Yamamoto ahead of Ura because Oho got over promoted to go ahead of Mitakeumi when Takumi was 7 and 8. Even though Ichi is in joy, they wanted to demote everyone. Sanyaku shrinks like last time. Ura can keep M4 with no wins.
I know, right?
Ura goes M4 West is home. Okay.
Let's make a new rule where
Ura
as
holds.
long as Ura is in sumo, that is his rank and you
Fine.
can't touch it.
Okay. So we have looks like so what happens with Sanyaku happens.
Yep.
Kyoshima versus Oho, you can just spin them around all day, but like the general chunk.
Right. The general chunk is correct.
So they gave Kim Bowles on the extra chunk to get that. That's fine. So then the Waka brothers are M1, And then whoever's east and west, Wakataka Kage Matt's higher. Let's go. Hoshoryu.
Okay. Hoshoryu. That's
Hoshoryu.
right.
Get it in there.
Kwakuryu. Hoshoryu.
Yeah. So Gonoyama, Matt's up here. Chishoma, Matt's up here. It's very nice and clean. Tobizoro, Matt's down here. Nice and clean. Takanosho gets a half rank just due to things getting a little weird, but
he fought hard.
He deserves
They care about that.
Takayasu gets a little bit higher bump up here, but again, there's a little bit of a void that we're filling here. Half a year ago, I never guessed Takayasu gets back in the joy, itching back with 287s.
He's persistent.
Yeah, actually, that's a good. He got. Where is he? I think there has been, because all the people up here have been doing so well, there's just been a thrashing of the top 5,
which is the way sumo used to be.
Yeah, and so like if you look at this, so he's making sure 15 in September, gets a 10 and 5, he goes up to 9. This is mathematically, then he bumps up 6 ranks.
On an 8 and 7.
5 ranks. So, again,
on 2 8 and 7.
Sometimes you just, when no one else is scoring the wins, you just get the wins, and that's all you need sometimes.
I've been saying this about things in life in general. Most people who finally succeed somewhere, it's because they just never gave up and they just kept doing it and doing it and doing it until they got somewhere. That would be Takayasu.
Small incremental gains.
Yeah.
And this is also the second tournament that he didn't do Kyujo anything. So
good thing.
Shodai, Takeru Fuji, Tommy Fuji section could be weird. They try to give joy bias to Shodai and Tommy to put them above Takeru Fuji. Anti-double digit mega share with Tim plus wins likely. Kim Zon versus Ichi Yamamoto. This feels like a 50-50 to me. I had Kim Zon first, but Ichi's who I have right now. I don't think it really matters. So who goes where?
Get a half rank at least, or a half point. What is it? 1 point for guessing or is it 0.5?
Two for the bullseye, 1 for guessing the rank.
Okay.
Talk about Ichi Yamamoto. Maybe we could summon JJ. JJ's video came out, guys.
Yeah, I hope you all watched it because I talked big about 42 Opinions people watching the video. So if you haven't, please go watch the video.
He put a lot of work into it. It shows he put work into it.
It's pretty cool. It was an awesome video. But I'm just going to do this real quick. Ichi Yamamoto. Ichi Yamamoto. Ichi Yamamoto. JJ, is that you? I would laugh if he suddenly showed up.
Some of this other math is pretty clean.
Once again, just to rag on Goose, people are not getting their notifications from our channel, okay? Explain that one. JJ's the biggest person who complains about that.
Takeru Fuji might get notoriety bias like Spiffy thinks. It's a fair thing to think after Onosai got overpromoted.
I could see that, actually.
Yeah. We're working our way down the Takeru Fuji. Oh, no, he's right here. Damn it. Here to Umi 7 and 8 -1. Takeru Fuji 10 and 5 plus 5. The math here is pretty clean.
Yeah.
So the thing is that Kimbo-zan and Ichi Yamamoto both go there mathematically, and so
they're not gonna put.
So I see them doing this.
Yeah,
It can go either way.
I agree with that.
JJ said to suggest another Rikishi to do. I kind of wanted to suggest one, but I'm not subscribed, so I felt too bad.
Subscribe, man.
Yeah. Onosato promotion was before the return of the heavy Joy Bias. I placed Kimbo-zan ahead. No Joy Bias will be in play. Kimbo-zan fought some Sanyaku matches, and the tiebreaker should go his way as well.
Now I want to think about who I'm going to suggest to JJ do another video. Well, if you do Ura, you'll get millions of views. So let me
Ura's a good pick.
Seriously, you could cut some of it, make it a short, and people would watch that all day long. So my vote, JJ, if you come, is Ura. Do an Ura video.
I like his idea of picking somebody who's sort of overlooked.
Yeah, that's true. Who would that be?
Do a Nishiki Fuji video.
Nishiki Fuji would be an excellent video. Because then people would start to understand, he gets ragged on for that 6 and 9 hold. It's he's a good fighter, though.
Yeah, this may be a deep dive. I think Nishiki Fuji's heyday might have been before JJ started watching.
Maybe. So
or at the very beginning, so he didn't really have a
like a connection.
Yeah, This is something that he had brought up in the video, and I sort of resonated to. Like, when you start on sumo, there is somebody you unconsciously connect with.
Right, and you don't have a good reason.
You don't have a good reason, and like even later on, you find out, oh, he's not really that good. We're just like, I don't care. He's
my guy.
Yeah.
For me, that was. I hate to say he wasn't that good, but for me, it was Ishiura. Immediately when I came in, Ishiura was my first favorite. He's just too small to compete, but he had his moments.
Yeah.
And right when he got to Maegashira 5, his top rank, he gets injured horribly and never comes back.
He's coached, though. He's got the elder side.
Yes.
Hanging out in the background. He's in the, if you look closely in the Segahama stuff, you can see him.
Oh, yeah. I am really just...
He's in the background. It's in the background. Like, you have a better chance of seeing, like, Enho or Hakuoho.
With Hoshoryu getting promoted, I'm so behind in the other channels because I watch every single Hoshoryu thing that comes up.
That makes sense.
So fun.
All right. Agree. Ryuden should be ahead.
They were in Juryo together, weren't they?
Yeah, it makes sense mathematically.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Ichiyamamoto also fought a similar number of Sonic matches. I want to see a Chiyoshima video over the last. Chiyoshima would be a good video. Really good one, actually, yeah. Kimbo's had a Yusho equivalent, which bumps him up. Yep. That would be one tournament before the late career comeback, so a good story to cover. Nishikifuji debuted in 2022. Yeah, early on he was good, and then he got injured, and he just struggled for forever.
Well, he's just too small.
Shishi video so good could fire him again. I want if Shishi actually does have this like
I hope he does just for
rise
the fun of
from
it.
the ashes. Like it would be weird if November of this year like Shishi figures it out, and then we look at November of last year and we're like, who was that?
Right.
This weird awkward.
He was just here for like a brief period, then he was gone.
Kimbozo had one more Sanyaku match and regulate. Oh, they're doing the math. JD should do Nishikigi. It looked like he was done in Juryo, then roars back and describes his calf and is now just a salary man.
That is another interesting story. I kind of want to see him do Midori Fuji too, though.
So here are the Umi 7 and 8 -1 math. Takeru Fuji 10 and 5. Looking forward to this because now Takeru Fuji is going to be fighting.
Finally,
he's going to fight. It's going to be good.
I want to see Takeru Fuji and Hoshoryu real bad.
Maybe
they did fight last tournament. I'm pretty sure. But I want to see like Hoshoryu Yokozuna take on Takeru Fuji because I know he's got some big ambitions.
They might give him Kimbozan on day one as a rematch for the playoff.
Day one will be sick.
Kimbozan's M5. That's the Yokozuna range. Shishi 10-5 incoming. Shishi Zensho. Goose quits. JJ gains 2 million subs. That would be wild.
I already tried to like get JJ over on our channel and leave Goose, but he's too loyal for that. And we don't do anything cool like live matches. We just talk.
Ryuden versus Aoniski is almost exactly the same question as Kiryu versus Zoho. I went opposite ways on them, though.
I think Ryuden being, previous top division guy will get the... I think they'll give it to him over Aonishiki. I don't think they should, but I think they will.
Shodai -3 makes sense math. Tommy Fuji -5 here makes sense math. Starts, so... It gets a bit jammed here, so Tamawashi only gets +2. I'm fine with that. You guys see Ryuden versus Aoniski last Basho, man. Why is every match they have so good?
Some guys just click.
Kirino.
Both on the west side.
I don't...
So they're saying put Kirishima over Daisho?
No, they're saying put Abi over Oho.
Oh, I don't know. I don't feel that.
Talk this out. Ryuden versus Aoniski should have been Torinashi. So this is Juryo stuff. Juryo's fun.
Juryo is fun.
Makushita is fun. Jonidan is fun. Sumo is fun. Sandamne is fun. We do not have 8 hours to watch all that stuff and internalize it.
We barely get through the top division some days. Sometimes I have to catch up. I miss 2 days and I gotta watch a bunch of sumo in a row. Put Abi back at Komusubi West. Oh,
they're reacting.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, they're reacting. Yeah, it would like if we didn't. It's a weird paradox because it's like us doing the show really helps us stay in the sumo energy
Yes.
through the ups and the downs,
Yes.
which then makes us want to watch Jirio and Makushita and go all the way in. And then if we went all the way in, we wouldn't be able to do the show.
Exactly. It's like, so do we choose fandom or the show?
I know. If we packed it in, if we hung the microphone up, it's like, okay,
Yeah, be like, yeah, let's watch Sumo all day. Forget the show.
yeah, forget this show.
We're relying on you guys to start the Jurio show. Okay?
Oh, I misinterpreted. Sorry, Abgab. I did not interpret that correctly. Okay, so we're here-ish. M6, M7, M8 so far. This the Sanyaku break notwithstanding, things seem to be relatively fine. Endo gets a little bit more of a merciful drop just because this is a cluster. Hakuoho gets a slight bump up. Yeah, the 9-10, these are people who are capitalizing on a bit of a slow burn. Doing guess Banzuke simultaneously means my brain is expanding and shrinking.
That's pretty much what happens. By the time we
All
get to
right.
the end of this, we're going to be like,
Midori Fuji gets a hold. Takara Fuji gets a slight merciful bump because we have this whole mess going on underneath him. Meisei gets bailed out. Do we do... Nishiki Fuji +5 though. Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't
But I mean,
think...
well, it sort of makes
Right.
sense because he gets like we have all these people here are dumped.
Right,
He's leapfrogging all of this,
right, and the
then
new guys.
and then he's also going over Mitaki Umi and Chirona Umi and Koto Shoho and Tamasho. He's just like, oh, look at all this room.
Yeah, I would maybe swap Hakuoho and Endo. I think I agree with that. It's a little bit more clean.
Yeah, the 0.5. I can't hate Meisei anymore. He's too sad. It's
Meisei is a very sad story.
he's in a bad spot. Like I think more and more like I was like I was a Meisei defender back when he was Sekiwake.
Right, like so I remember Murray Johnson was like, he doesn't belong up there.
People were down on him. I'm like, dude, he's Sanyaku. He's fighting there. He's got like an 8-7, a 9-6 on Sekiwake. He deserves it. And then this.
Yeah, maybe he's just I don't know, hurt.
He's falling apart. It sucks.
And he's got Hoshuri as a training partner, and it's like not helping him. It's like making things worse.
It's like a Tommy Fuji. Just like,
yeah.
How could you? A Tommy Fuji could not have more. Ooh, the way this is. Takeru Fuji is now top dog at Segahama.
Yeah, well,
Maybe
that makes
help.
sense.
Maybe it'll help.
Maybe it'll help.
It'll
Take the pressure off.
Take the pressure off, and then puts the fire in.
I hope.
I
hope.
A Tommy Fuji has the makings of something great in there.
Yeah.
Just need to tear it out.
People are still talking about the Takekeisho Henko with him. That's how much they love it.
You have to be like me and hate winners like Onosado so you don't feel guilty. Poaching my talent from me while I listen but can't comment because I'm at work is next level bad manners.
I know, isn't it? I'm just a terrible person. I pretend to
Come
be
to
nice.
Roller Town, see what happens.
Yeah, well, of course, Roller Town has to be at the same time that I'm up for a rank promotion in karate.
Oh, nice.
It's literally the same day, and they do not reschedule. You either show up or you wait another 6 months. So, I'm sorry. I would come to Roller Town and fight you, but maybe I need to get higher and higher in the ranks before we finally meet. Because you know he's going to kick my butt. Okay? And meanwhile, I'm going to take JJ on my show, and you can't say anything about it.
See the video about Tommy Fuji's weaknesses? Was that part of the interviews on the Segahama? I might have seen it. Goose is starting out fictional cities now. She's promotion hitting him hard.
Roller Town is actually a sumo competition.
There is in Texas. There is an annual sumo tournament that has it's big enough that it has a pretty good reach. You'll see some people on there's that USA the USA like Sumo Open tournament.
Yep.
Like some people there go to the Roller Town.
And you get like people all over the world, including Goose from
Yes.
Australia. So he wanted me to show up so that we could spar, but I got responsibilities.
Yeah, we watched
Someday.
it. We watched it. They broadcast it.
Yeah, so you guys can watch
So
it.
you can watch it. We were Roller Town. It's April, May.
April.
Yeah. So yeah, they broadcast it. It was a great watch. I had a lot
Is
of
it
fun.
actually called Roller Town, the channel?
It's Dallas Sumo Club.
Oh, Dallas Sumo Club. If you want to watch it.
The name of the event is the Roller Town because I think that's where either that's the name of the town or that's the name of the venue.
Maybe it is a fictitious town that Goose just made up.
I think it was called Roller Town.
No,
last year.
I'm just messing
I
around.
don't know.
Speaking of which, I just thought of something that was said like an hour ago. That would be awesome to do a Donkey Kong Country stream on this channel, but I can't see how I could tie it into Sumo unless I'm playing the game while talking about Sumo, which might be fun. I love that game enough to do that.
Something to think about. There's nobody that will convince me to go to Texas unless it's in January or December when the weather's not trying to kill me.
Yeah, I can't imagine Texas in April. That'd be a little rough for me too.
We're talking about no, it's not a roller derby.
No, it's not roller derby now. Roller derby is fun, however.
Okay, so Onokatsu is a half rung down. That's fine. And now we get to the over unders. So Shishi gets the Yusho, so I think he's front and center. He's the highest promotee.
Yep.
Then we have Ryuden. It's Ryuden versus Aonishiki is what people are talking about. Or before.
Right.
So Ryuden is 2 ranks higher. And they're only off by 1 score. So
yeah, and I just see them giving him the preference because he is a former top division wrestler.
So I think they're arguing that because I think Aonishiki was in it for longer.
Yeah.
That they give it to him, but I mean, I think for Aonishiki, this is M14's fine.
Right. There's no need. Well, Mitch, it's nice and cold in Michigan. I don't know about Indiana. Gee, I don't know about Indiana.
Chirona had a bit of a tumble. I see him lower than these guys who did really, really well, but I see them higher than these guys who sort of just squeaked in. Just get Mitch to be a Gyoji at one of the amateur sumo things. That's the closest I'd get to doing sumo.
Right.
Give me one of those bow ties.
Right.
In the white shirt. What do you think about Nishikifuji's placement?
Yeah, Monster's questioning your
I
placement.
feel like he's M13, which gives Shishi the room to move over to him, but I'm scared to do that. I think Nishikifuji behind Meisei, he's already getting a big bump.
But then that's only giving Meisei a 1.5 drop with a 6
I had this. It's.
I don't know.
Meisei's getting a little lucky the way it is.
Now you're trying to say move Shishi over in Onokatsu spot? Is that the suggestion? I could see that.
Nishikifuji is behind Onokatsu too. So they want Onokatsu. Does Onokatsu hold? Are we doing a hold for him?
Could do that.
Onokatsu, hey, he did pretty well.
Yeah, and they've been fond of the 7 and 8 hold these days.
Yeah,
like that precedent has been well established.
Yeah. Some of it is a bit of luck. Like, Hirota Umi is just not in a spot. Weird to give it to Ura though.
I think that we give it to Ura.
Okay, that's fine.
Ura's their moneymaker, man.
Yeah.
So it's only Hirota Umi who doesn't get a hold.
Hirota Umi has bad Banzuke luck. The alternative is to do this, and then nobody likes because then he's getting under promoted, and then he.
Yeah, I don't like that. No.
So this is Hirota Umi's just getting pushed down.
Which you know what that fits his whole thing. Because he has the worst luck in sumo.
He has terrible Banzuke luck. And recent years is capped at M13, so I think Onokatsu has to hold. They don't make white pants in my size. My philosophy on being amateur sumo gyoji is the same I used when I started doing football. I have to wear the white knickers on almost any other sport.
I think you can make your own rules at something like Roller Town, though.
So Onokatsu holds, and then this Kyuji's +4, which is generous but not crazy. And then we have Shishi, and then we have Ryujin, and then we have Aonishiki, and then we have Chirona Umi, who's who's still slightly gentle as a 6 instead of a 7, but he's above Sadana Umi and Asukoryu. And then from here we have the gutter. Could be Onokatsu, Nishiki Fuji, Shishi, or Nishiki Fuji, Onokatsu, Shishi. Oh. They all wanted to demote 7 and 8. Last time Sanyaku shrank, all 7 and 8 got some demotion.
No
Messed
wonder
up math in some situations and Bissy was freaking out.
No wonder why your brain is like
shrinking
and growing, because that's a lot to think about right there.
Some of it's precedent, some of it's just them making it up. Some of it is trying to find when the specific scenario happened before and
just guessing that they would do it again.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know, do they really sit around and say, well, what have we done before? To some degree.
Sometimes. All right, so the bottom we have. So Tamashoho is being spared by the grace of God, so he's the lowest. He's the M18. Something I'm dumb enough to wear all white is not one of them.
So what is something... I regretting this question already, but what is something that you're dumb enough to wear then?
I mean, I should stop threatening to attack women on the internet.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
I won't tell anybody.
Yeah, no one's listening anyway.
The feds come and be like, I don't know what you're talking about.
We don't even know his name, so we can't really report him, right?
Someone who loves to eat and is accident prone. I do not wear white. I am always paranoid for the waiters. Like, some of the I don't know if Cheesecake Factory's fancy, but like the fancy adjacent ones, like they'll wear all white.
Yep.
And I'm like, how do you do that?
How do you not? And you got the plate like right up against
you. Right up against it. Like it's sometimes they'll wear like the all black outfits and it looks just as good. I'm like, okay, if there's a little bit of marinara on there, no one's gonna know.
No
one's gonna know.
If I were to wear white, food from across the room would splatter on me. Okay, I do not wear white.
Having Jirio guys at 13 makes me nervous.
Too high up, I'm guessing.
You think so?
But that would make everybody have to shift, wouldn't it?
It's a little some you would have to put Chernoumi there in order, because that's just the way that's how bad these guys did.
Well, here you go. Look at Hot Bob Gob's gonna make it all.
He's already high for Jirio guys, not even Kompozana here. What did you show? Got M13. No way they put him behind Akachi Koshi Megashiro guy. Yeah.
The frustration is real. We're not agreeing anymore.
Everybody knew the bottom was going to be a complete mess. Yes. So we're going to go bottom up. So Tamashoho was M16.
We agree on that.
He was supposed to be gone, but he's been spared. So he's at the very, very bottom. Begrudgingly wear a 1-inch striped shirt in basketball. Believe me, it's not flattering.
Yeah, stripes. Who looks good in stripes, period?
Yep. So we have Toki Hayate. He can't go any lower. Or he can't go any higher.
Right. He is at a hold.
We're giving him the hold. This is him holding on.
Because we're not going to kick Tamashoho out. So
So this is why I did this up front. This math.
Didn't we one time have a 7 and 8 who got promoted?
Not like we had it in there and we fixed it.
No, but I thought wasn't there one time that a 7 and 8 actually did go up a rung because things were weird? I'm not saying to do that. I'm wondering if that actually happened.
Typically what happens is that you cannot go up in rank unless you have a Kachi.
Right.
The thing is that if you could have a 6 and 9 and hold rank if things are really weird.
Right.
But you can't. I think the only way that would happen is if there's some scenario where a rank has to be given. But
look at H. Tim here. Do we agree on Tamashoho? I thought we did. We started this off where we're all we're agreeing, and now everyone's nope.
Sadanomi Matt's half a rank ahead of Chirona, but they've shown that rising Jirio guys need more than a full rank to go ahead of that. So I agree that Chiro goes ahead of Sadanomi. Okay. I agree with Shishi at 13 West. To be clear, I was just saying that he for sure goes behind Nishiki. Yeah, this is something that you guys had taught me, is that any top ranker, any Mega Shearer with a Kachikoshi, cannot be jumped over by a Jiryo guy. So wherever Nishiki Fuji is, everyone else has to be behind him.
Oh, that makes it easier.
It's
to know that.
That's your ceiling for Jiryo. You cannot be higher than Nishiki Fuji.
Good for Nishiki Fuji, since everyone was ragging on him. 9 and 6.
Yep.
Push all those guys down.
Yeah. So Tamashoho 1 is in the top division instead of, I guess, Roga.
Yeah.
It was basically Roga or Shirokuma. And Roga, they said no chance. And Shirokuma is not high enough. If he was a 10 and 5, this would be a different story. So Tamashoho there. Tokyo Hayate there. And then Mitaki Yumi versus Koto Shoho. Yeah. Yeah, it's a shrug.
Ugh. I really don't know.
So I put it like this.
I feel like, yeah, maybe. I mean, Mitaki Yumi was way higher ranked.
Yeah, I could. Well,
I mean, yeah, that's what I was wondering.
We could do it like so. This. No.
I don't know.
Takayumi is on the way out. I don't like it.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
This might be it for him.
Ended up not always being true, though. I'd only seen it very low ranked 8-7, so that's why I'm nervous. Okay, so then we have... So for this, Sadanoumi 9 and 6, and then Asakuru 9 and 6, but there's Jiryo 1 East, Jiryo 2 West, so this is chunked right in. Shishi at 13 West, I didn't like it, so I moved Chiro up. I didn't like that either. It's a weird thing. Then we have, Chirinoumi is supposed to be -7, but basically the way it is that
the only thing you could do is put Ryuden ahead of Shishi, and I don't know that they would do that.
For fun, I was trying to do a guess the Banzuke style thing early, 200s Banzuke, and there were 8 and 7 guys routinely jumping from out of the Joy to Kamasubi. 8 and 7 went ahead of guys who math 2 ranks ahead. Interesting. So if you put Chirinoumi any higher, then he's going to get like really rescued on that 4 and 11.
And I don't see that happening.
So like you could put him here, and then everybody filters back down.
What is the big issue with Maegashira 13?
It's for a Jiryo debutant. 13 is a high rank.
But he's not a debutant, right?
Well,
he was here before.
Promotee.
Oh, promotee.
Okay. Particularly because he's coming from Jiryo 4, so he's jumping up a lot of ranks to get to 13.
It just literally doesn't seem like there's anywhere else for him to go.
This is the problem, is that Koto Shoho, Mitaki Yumi, Tokyo Hayate, and Tamashoho should be lower than they are, but they're being saved by the way that the Banzuke played out.
Right.
So then the next lowest person would be Chirinoumi. Now, if you put Chirinoumi up here, then he's only going down 4 ranks on a 4 and 11, which maybe they do that.
They might do
They
that.
might do that. This is the weirdness. Or you can have these people who did really, really, really well sort of cut in half the Jiryos. I think we all agree on this guess the Banzuke. We're afraid to say it because we don't want the stream to end.
Well, that I wouldn't put past you guys. Tim agrees.
That's why most people don't look back any further than 2000 referencing Sumo database. All right. So we can, I don't think we've actually been done early before, but we can just hang out.
Yeah.
Hang out for a little bit.
We don't mind. You guys can bring up some topics.
So, all right, we'll give it one more look over. We'll see if anything looks weird.
If there's anything you really like, no, that doesn't work, let us know.
So we got Yokozuna Hoshoryu.
Yeah,
Very nice.
baby.
Very nice. Onosato, Kotozakura, this was easy. Onosato had more wins. Daisho, King of the Roost. Kirishima versus Oho. The question is whether or not Oho's Yusho equivalent is going to be better than Kirishima's higher rank.
I don't think so.
And Kishima's higher rank and seniority, etc.
Right. If he wasn't former Ozeki, I wouldn't say it, but I really hope I remember the stress we have over this when the Banzuke comes out. Because I always forget, what do we do again?
Yeah, you can, we can just pull up the stream and just look at this and scroll it out.
Ooh, heart spamming time.
Thank you. All right, so one's here, one's the other. Who knows? Abi spared with a 7 and 8.
Yeah, I think that fits.
It's fine. I that feels better than Goniyama getting a leapfrog up. All right, so the Waka brothers are kicked out of Sanyaku. Waka Takakage just was Kamasubi 1 West. He just didn't have any room to go. And Wakamoto Haru was 6 and 9, which means if you're 6 and 9, you're not in Sanyaku anymore.
No way.
And then Goniyama and Chiyoshima are mathing to where they're supposed to be, and also did pretty well for themselves, all things considered. Tobizaru maths to where he's gonna be
Dropping
1,
which fits.
Takanosho more or less maths to it, gets a slight bump up. Kind of think Oho should go ahead. Let's see. Oh, it's an oddly normal looking Banzuke. Late enough in the show I can call and I have nothing of value to add. Not too many log jams. The only super unclear part is the division exchange. I feel like I should be doing something to this video if I only heard someone to tell me to like and subscribe.
You know what that means.
All right. Hang on. We got to wait.
And Goose is around, so he's going to have to hear it. You know, I really wish I could do my... do you ever see the show Phineas and Ferb?
Yes.
I do a really good Doofenshmirtz voice, but it takes time to get to it, so I won't do it today, but... One day I'm going to do a like, comment, subscribe in the Doofenshmirtz voice.
Would it be a like, comment, and subscribe Enator?
Yes.
Like, comment, and subscribe Enator!
Yes. I'm not ready for it now. It's too hard. You gotta find the head placement, and then you gotta add that thing to it.
Yes.
So that takes a little skill. All right. Is there any other voices besides the princess voice I can do? Probably not. Are you ready, Goose? Oh, the people are asking. Plug. Hi, everybody. You've been listening to 42 Opinions Sumo, the best sumo podcast on the internet. Way cooler than the Sunday Morning Sumo Show. So please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.
Is it okay if I think Sunday Morning Sumo Show is better?
It's totally fine.
Okay, good.
But if only to get Goose's wrath. Should I say such a plug?
All right. I kind of think Oho should go ahead. They both math to the same hypothetical rank, and the standard most wins tiebreak should prevail. If Daisho gets Ozeki eventually, I will cry. I love the guy. He's tough as nails. God bless it. From your mouth to God's ear. Not Yokozuna material, but he fights so hard. I hope he reprimands Tobizaru as a senior guy in the stable.
Yeah, I wouldn't mess with Daisho, man. Can you imagine him just going to punch you?
Yeah. I have Oho ahead too, but it's like whatever. I don't think Kirishima is a bad choice. Dr. Doofenshmirtz telling me to like and subscribe a sumo video is something I didn't know I needed. I mean, they also usually hate Mongolians because they keep promoting them to Yokozuna.
I know, right? They really hate the Mongolians. I mean, maybe there was a time where they did, but now they're just kind of like, they're good.
Liked, commented, and subscribed for the plug.
Awesome.
Beautiful. All right, so I'm going to put mine as Kirishima above.
I like it.
I feel you're lucky the law exists.
What law? Aren't the laws different in Australia than they are in America?
They're just upside down.
Okay.
They're the same laws.
Oh, they're the same laws, really?
So, yeah, it's a coin flip. I think Oho just getting into Sanyaku is the win. And then for Kirishima,
I just don't feel like they're going to... I feel like they're going to be like, you got to prove some more. Prove it.
If it shows up in Oho Sekiwake, I'll kind of be happy.
Yeah.
But
we'll
like
if we're wrong, it'll be interesting that they did that.
Yeah, we'll find out. Maybe let's be dead wrong. So the Waka brothers are here. Goniyama and Chiyoshima math out here cleanly. So do Tobizaru and Takanosho. Takanosho, what a beautiful 6 and 9 that was. Holy crap. Could have had Takagesho's Yokozuna, but now they have to live with the Mongolian centric reality they created.
Ding, 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 ding. You win the comment of the night. Seriously, when I look back, in the moment that Takagesho was up for Yokozuna promotion, I knew how badly they just didn't like him, so I didn't expect it. But now after Hoshuryu's been promoted, and Hoshoryu is my favorite now, I'm like, Yeah, they really just didn't like Takakeisho. They could have promoted him 2 different times, and they were just like, nope. Well, and that's why you don't get a Japanese Yokozuna.
At least until one of these 2 guys gets their act together.
Yeah, at least you got 2 Japanese Ozeki.
Which law are we talking about? Not that I want to get political, but if you pledge your allegiance to our Lord and Savior, the law of me need apply. Yeah.
But Takakeisho had the anti-pusher thruster bias and he had a lot of biases. Yeah, he had Takanohana working against him. He had the fact that he was a pusher thruster, and they said he's not, that's not varied enough for Yokozuna. And they probably knew about the injury that happened way back when. We didn't know about it, but they probably did. So they probably knew his career wasn't going to be that long. So he had everything working against him, but hey, he's got his smile back, everybody. The best was the video where they're all waiting for Hoshoryu to come out and get in the car, and these fans are screaming for Takakeisho, and they're just talking to him, and it seems like they're kind of flirting with him, and he's smiling, and then Daisho comes up, and as soon as they bring up Daisho's name, I don't know what they said, he was like laughing up a storm, like, yeah, Daisho. And then Hoshoryu starts coming around, and he's like, has to walk away all serious. So I got to do my job now. That's like one of my favorites.
Pledge yourself to Hakaku. This guy's the limit. You can get away with multiple bullying scandals.
Well, he does rule but they're shadowy figures too.
Yeah, well,
You got the Yokozuna Deliberation Council. They had no love for Takakeisho.
Anyone ever watched Armored MMA? As seen on Facebook.
I have no idea what that is.
It's when dudes just put on like medieval outfits and they wail on each other with swords and maces.
Wow.
In a ring.
Wow. No, I haven't seen it.
Like imagine LARPing, but
really fighting.
But actually fighting.
Wow. Huh. It does seem like that would be amusing. What are your thoughts?
It just takes one wrong swing
and someone's dead.
Well, if the armor's proper, they put on the correct.
If the sword is dull enough,
if the sword is dull enough, don't if you're not headhunting, if you're not trying to actually cut a person's head off.
Yeah, it does sound a bit risky.
Yeah, you get tired.
Yeah,
that's the like the amount of cardio these people have to do this properly.
Right, and in the modern day, I don't think we have the stamina that the people who did that back in the day did. They knew how to live off of like no food, no water, live out in the woods for 5 days, and then go fight in a war, and come back. The victorious ones come back in one piece. We just don't have the stamina for that.
I think Takakeisho will always be the hamster.
He will be.
He'll just be a skinny hamster.
We can call him Hamster. You can
call
him. Oh, maybe. I love it. He's always going to have the gerbil cheek, so he is losing a lot of weight. I'm sure that's because his wife is like, okay, it's super dangerous. I'm going to cook you awesome meals. Let's just move on from this. He's going to have such a, I don't want to say better career, but he's way more popular now than he was as Ozeki. Because all the people, like, I read the comments, and they're just like, we didn't know you were like this. You were so serious. We didn't know you could smile. We didn't know that you were funny or how insightful you were because you would just walk around and grunt and not talk to anybody. Okay, the Banzuke is over, but we haven't gone massively over time yet. So what do we talk about? More anime?
We'll give this one last look over. Just real quick, and then we can whatever.
We can talk anime.
Yeah. So Takayasu Ura, this is fine. Kimbozan versus Ichi Yamamoto. We're saying that Kimbozan's Yusho equivalent is going to give him that bump up.
Yeah, I think so.
Hirota Umi's math, Takeru Fuji's math, Shodai math, Atami Fuji math. Tamawashi can't get in the way of Atami Fuji. Seen Frieren, super wholesome hype. None of the stuff Maria hates.
Is it on Crunchyroll? Because if it is, I'll go watch it. But I only have Crunchyroll. I don't have Netflix, so I know like some things are on Crunchyroll, some are on Netflix, some are on Hulu. I only have one. Predictions. I'll say this. I can bring up this topic. It's been a blast watching Hoshoryu go do all of his ceremonies and get the rope made, this, that, and the other thing. And everybody's smiling and everybody's happy. And watch what happens when March comes. It's going to get cutthroat. You're the top guy in the Banzuke. If you don't fight good enough, you're going to have all those naysayers saying, see, he didn't deserve the promotion. He's not good enough. Blah, 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 blah. He's not Yokozuna material. And all of a sudden, all the fun, good, happy times we were having are over. So, the pressure is on Hoshoryu to actually win the March tournament, I think.
He'll be 10-5, 9-6. Don't worry about it.
That's when he'll be.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
I think it'll be fine,
It'll
too.
be fine. Everybody, yeah, people will bitch and moan.
They do, don't they? Why can't anybody just have a good time with something? Like, just pick a thing you like and just like it. Don't hate on it.
Some people don't know how to be happy.
It might be an internet thing. I don't know. Maybe
Internet
they're
doesn't
happy
help.
somewhere, but then the internet makes them sad.
Monster bringing the most influential show ever. It's been a while since it's been all Dragon Ball.
Nope, I haven't seen it. Nothing but more Dragon Ball for me. I'm pretty close to the end now. I was thinking about watching... excuse me. I was thinking about watching Dragon Ball with these two reactors because they're so joyful that it's so much more... It's like I've seen these things. Now I want to watch it with people. Maybe we should do it. If we wouldn't get kicked off, I would totally do an anime stream, but I'm sure we'd get kicked off. I might watch it with some reactors to refresh my mind on Dragon Ball. Okay, if it's on Crunchyroll, I'll check it out. Then we'll be able to talk about it on the next live stream that you guys try to keep me forever in. Monster bringing the most info. Yeah, Hot Bob Gob, you should binge Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Z, I have rewatched the entire series at least 5 times. If a show is classic enough and my favorite enough, it needs to be rewatched so that you never quite forget all the little details. The Piccolo arc is where it really feels like it becomes the early stages of Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, it really doesn't pick up for me until Piccolo shows up.
It's not about picking it up, the old Dragon Ball. So if you go into DBZ expecting more DBZ and Dragon Ball, it's going to be slow and weird.
Yeah, Dragon Ball is just too weird for me because I saw Z first. The Dragon Ball just feels like a whole other universe. Although I've been watching Dragon Ball Daima. That's pretty weird.
I got to get in on that.
I think you'll like it. I mean, it's so weird, but it's cool weird. I can't decide. Like, anything that's Dragon Ball, I'll watch. So I watch all the movies when they come to the theaters and stuff. But Daima is... I can't wrap my mind around the fact that they're almost retconning some things. But they're not. So, I do recommend it. Hoshoryu Yusho, Daisho, and Kirishima Dark Horse contenders. So it sounds like we're just kicking Kotozakura right out of this.
If his leg's fine, he'll be okay. Double-digit wins.
But I got so used to the gag manga stuff that now I miss it. I didn't see all of it. I've seen parts of Dragon Ball. So I think I've seen like the Piccolo arc. But I have definitely not sat down and watched from episode 1 all the way to the end. And I've been trying to watch some scenes with these reactors because they are very fun. Dragon Ball and DBZ are incredibly different anime. They basically should be 2 different anime. One thing Hoshoryu should never have to worry about again is the dreaded Hanka. You don't Hanka a Yokozuna. I don't know. I think somebody would Hanka a Yokozuna. The question is, will he ever Hanka again? I actually think he's the type that wouldn't.
Haruma Fuji disagrees.
I agree, but Hoshoryu, stopped doing it. When's the last time you saw him do a Hanka? I feel like it's been several tournaments.
November.
He did one in November?
He did.
See? Goldfish memory. I don't remember that at all. Yeah, you should have put Ura at Yokozuna at least for 5 seconds.
There we go.
Thank you. Your wish has been granted. I like weird. I can accept that Dragon Ball becomes Dragon Ball Z, even though the appeal they have doesn't necessarily carry over. Monster likes Bobobo. Of course he likes weird. I like JoJo, which is weird, but not Bobobo level of weird. See, this is where Monster and I start to divert. Like, Bobobo is just too weird. I don't think it's funny at all.
Is that the Bobo?
With the mustache?
Yep.
Yeah, no, I
Welcome
can't.
to anime, guys.
Can't. I remember watching the Excel Saga. That was some weird stuff, too. Not as weird as Bobobo, though. Gag manga are just intentionally weird for comedic effect. Bobobo is the illogical conclusion. I don't disagree with you there. They are doing exactly what they should do, but I guess this is where my Eastern and Western sensibilities do not collide, right? The kinds of things that I think are funny are not what are in anime, usually. Like, a lot of things that I find funny in anime are unintentional. Like, I don't think they're supposed to make you laugh, but they make me laugh. So I can't get into gag humor. Like, I don't know. I'm the kind of person who laughs at mobster movies. So that might give you an idea of what I think is funny. He does a lot of those half hankas where he tries to get around the side of a guy to grab the belt instead of straight on. Yes, they call it, yes, the Harama Fuji hanka, but they call it I've also heard it the Mongolian hanka. I've also heard it the hanka not hanka. So there's a couple of terms for it. Harama Fuji, you heard it here first. Bobobo is perfectly logical for what it's trying to do, I guess. Harama Fuji hanka hit an angel to get the overran grip, then Uwatanage. Pretty much. Bobobo was the first anime my friend tried to get me to watch. I still have never gotten into anime. That is the best comment ever. We have spoken about this many times. When you're trying to get a friend into anime, you really have to know that friend so well, and you pick the anime for them. Otherwise, you risk them never wanting to watch it again.
Also, like, you can't just pick the one that you like.
Exactly. You have to pick the one that you think
gotta
they
align.
will like.
Yes.
I have only failed once in my anime evangelization. It still bothers me. I just couldn't figure that guy out. When Gohan went to high school was my favorite part as a kid, leading into Cell being my favorite arc. Ponytail Vidal is peak. Gohan going to high school is very underrated. Elise, have a great night. See you for the Terano Fuji tribute. Hopefully we get some good videos that I can work with. So far I have seen mostly Hoshoryu videos and no Terano Fuji, but I've got some videos from the past. I'll try to pull those out. I can't promise a Terano Fuji music video tribute because it took so long to do the Takakeisha one. It may take me a while to do a Terano Fuji. I haven't been inspired yet. Like, what song fits Terano Fuji? When I feel it, then I can make one. Mitch is leaving. He has a hot date with his mattress. I will see you at the Terano Fuji funeral. Memorial. You know what I mean. You must be tired, Mitch. But yes, it is the Terano Fuji tribute. He is very much ready to go. Track jacket and all, so. Man, anime is just so great to get into. Japanese shows just put so much care into stuff American shows would never take seriously. I do agree with that. I can appreciate the art form of the comedic anime because I do feel like they put so much effort into it. It's just laughing is such a personal thing. The things that make you laugh just don't make sense to other people.
Oh, he's up. That's right.
We're doing good. We're doing good. This is like the first time we've ever done this like in front of them.
Well, this is
because we're usually going so long. Because
this is the boring part too. It's just pulling down drop downs,
and that's why I'm trying to entertain you with ridiculous topics like anime. All this anime talk is so nostalgic to me. Being old, I watched anime in Japan in the 1970s. Yeah, you got me beat.
The OG stuff.
Yeah, 1990s right here. Not that I haven't seen some of the 1970s stuff, but anime's like Sumo. Just like with Sumo, when you first watch it and you just pick your guy, it's the same thing with anime. You just happen to turn on the TV one day and there's a show on and you don't even know it's anime at the time. These days it would be different, but You have no idea that you're watching an anime and now you love all these cartoons that are also animes. And then you figure that out like 10 years later. Like, oh wow, that version of Grimm's Fairy Tales was actually Japanese anime. That still blows my mind. Did you know that Grimm's Fairy Tales show on Nickelodeon? Way back in the... It was like its own... The way they told the stories was very different. And they did look different. Years later, I find out, oh, that was a Japanese anime that they sent over. I'm like, wow, okay.
Grimm's Fairy Tales.
Yeah, I don't remember. I would just put Grimm's Fairy Tales Nickelodeon, maybe. It had more of a title to it. I don't know if it was like The Complete Stories or something like that, but...
Oh my gosh. Oh.
I know!
Spot the anime.
But okay, I was in kindergarten watching that. I had no idea that I was watching an anime. I was an anime fan before I knew it. I've never considered Dragon Ball anime because it was on the 90s when I was a kid. Exactly. You're watching it and you're not really processing like this is an anime. It's like this is just a cool show that I watch. Now every Western show is anime inspired, but I've never seen any of them really get it, except OG Avatar. OG Avatar, excellent.
It's really good.
Really excellent. Living in Japan as a kid, it was sumo, samurai movies, anime, and shows like Ultraman. That sounds like an awesome childhood.
It's a pretty good childhood.
Gee, I mean, we sort of had, anime childhood, but like I said, we had no idea we were watching anime. All right, guys. Have you completed?
Yeah, it's filled out. It sounds like I think everybody agrees with what's on the screen right now.
Yeah, and we've even had Mitch go to bed already, so...
Yeah, we're wrapping it up.
I guess we're wrapping this one up. It was great talking to all you guys. Like I said, next Tuesday is the Terunofuji tribute. And then are we already into preview show?
I closed this window out by accident. I should have just...
Whatever, we're good.
Da-da-da.
There we go. Now you guys can see what we're doing.
Still done my man dirty here in this picture.
Is Iron Chef an anime? I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh, did it? I don't think it liked me doing that.
What, did it freak out?
Let's hang
That's
on.
all right. If they can hear our voice, we're good.
Oh, no, it did work. It's just the broadcast delay is there.
Oh, yeah,
Anyway.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Ignore that. I've been tripped
No,
up by that.
It was up until recently. It was relatively responsive. Anyway,
Oh, it was, okay.
so it starts the 9th, which means that the preview show, we would be probably recording it the 2nd.
And then it would premiere a couple days after that.
Yeah.
So Terunofuji is the 18th. So we're talking 2 weeks after the Terunofuji tribute.
Yeah, it was a late end in January and an early start in March.
Right. So you basically are getting 42 opinions almost every week for a little bit. So enjoy that ride.
Yeah, so
good night to you, Spanky. Thank you for coming by.
that's how the math works.
Thank you, Tim. Oh, welcome to your first live stream with us then, Daru. I'm glad you came. Hopefully it wasn't too insane, but we had fun. Hop Bob Gob, anime got to me young. Yokai Watch, Dragon Ball, Cardcaptor Sakura, and then baseball anime because I used to play it. Made me an anime fan. Of course, I've seen a lot more since then. Yeah, those are some good ones right there. Need more sunglasses dogs, though. I'll work on it. Maybe I'll get a sunglasses cat that can be the enemy of the Sunday morning sumo show's dog. Because now I really want to lean into this.
You and Goose are really going to fight one day.
Well, we both do martial arts, so the sparring will happen, but I'm going to be sneaky.
We'll work on a sunglasses cat and just
I'm getting a sunglasses cat.
Don't talk about it. Just shove it in the corner of one of your live streams and see
if he notices it.
See how long it takes.
Maybe a sunglasses lizard, too. God, all those shows are so good, Bob. Good taste. Good. Glad we're all agreeing on that. All right, guys. Have a good night. We will see you next week.
All right. I'm going to push the button unless there's final thoughts. Final thoughts?
Nah.
No final thoughts?